Cool, thanks a lot, guys. So I don't have anything particularly, I guess, Canadian in that sense. That's explicitly Canadian when Kate mentioned the theme of where you guys are studying. But for me, that's the way that I choose to express my national identity. I was born in this country. My parents came when we were 17. My great-grandfather started the first Chinese restaurant in Quebec. So, like, I have roots in this country. But when I choose to try and express that national identity, and I am so very proud to be Canadian, that's what comes out of me. Because I feel we have stories, of, hockey glory, and we have the stories of, like, the voyageurs and the lumberjacks and the fur traders and the Acadians and the Métis. There are stories about that. But there aren't very many stories when I first started writing that I found that dealt with the role that my people played in this country. So when I write poems about Canada, that's the way I choose to express my national identity and my pride in being Canadian, is through the stories of my father, my grandfather, and my family. So thanks for hearing me out on that one. Moving right along, just on this whole racial tip. Again, like mentioned, I studied journalism while I was here at Carleton. And one of the big things that I was interested in was this whole idea of racial politics within our society, and how even as Canadians and one of the most melting pot countries in the world, one of the most all accepting countries in the world, one of the most open nations in the world, there's still a lot of these instances of racism and racial profiling and all these sort of things. So I wrote a feature story on racial profiling that ran in the newspaper, and after it I kind of wrote this poem just to go along with it. So this is my take on racial profiling. So I was skateboarding home from work one night, right? All smiles and delight because my McDonald's girl finally flashed me a glimpse of them pearly whites. When suddenly the night lights up with red and blue lights flashing, I'm temporarily caught in a twist of fright before realizing that, hey, I haven't done anything. So I stop. Off my skateboard, hop and onto the sidewalk to wait for the cop. I see what happens next and probably be excused because I was dressed the part. His footsteps echo closer, and the beat in my heart, shit, is so scared shitless that it's about to jump out of my chest and bolt like Usain, but I refrain. Until he asked me to turn around, and when I do so, the look on his face is slightly astounded as to how lightly shaded my skin is. See, the thing is, I think he saw my snapback cap and my fro pulled back and thought it was black. But then he saw my face and his mind raced before settling on a new theory as to what my race is. You native kid. See, that's when it hit me. That my knack for growing kinked out hair and slightly darker skin made me more susceptible to racial profiling than the rest of our yellow brethren. See, from the back they think I'm black, and from the front they think I'm red-skinned. He asked me again, you native kid? And yes, this cop was Caucasian. I said, no, sir, I'm Asian. He takes this into consideration before saying, you sure? Your hair makes you look so Haitian. I think it's best if you come back with me to the station. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck's become of this nation? I'm subjected to this humiliation because the pigment on my skin is a figment of his imagination. See, these rights that are ours by right are put in place by white hands. And no, I'm not against the white man, because God knows they've done a whole damn lot of good in this country. But honestly, there's a couple of bad apples, and the rest, they're messing up the orchard for the rest of them. I had a dream that Dr. King had a dream and it came true, but nowadays there are obstacles placed in the way that prevent us from reaching the truth. Sure, we've come a long way, but where's our proof? Is the proof Obama? Or Obama giving orders to take out Osama? Or the little black Malawi kid adopted by Madonna? See, all this shit is hella drama, but these prima donnas think they're all the Dalai Lama for restricting marijuana. In the meantime, their own cities are the homes to baby mama shopping at the Dollarama because they gotta feed their kids who want to forget all the trauma of when dad became a Ghana because the blue and white beat black and blue pack heat like it's a sauna, comma. Here's what I see. You say you want to wipe out violence and disease. You say you want to clean up the streets. First, focus on cleaning up those who clean up the streets. Then we can meet and discuss a way to truly make this issue obsolete. It shouldn't matter my race, the shade of my face, red, white, black, brown, blue, or albino. I've had enough of these closed doors, drawn guns, and race wars. Slit my wrist and see what color this blood runs, son. Yeah, Same as yours.